Hey all you YouTube fans, it's Libris Blood here, and we're back for another episode of Notch, the Innocent Luna, Eclipsed SinnerS. Sorry, I gotta just do that in like the announcery kind of voice. I didn't mention this last video. I double checked that I didn't. But first, this game contains blood, patterns, and flashing lights, which may cause uncomfortableness and sensitive epileptic seizures. Please discontinue playing this game if you experience any of that, or watching me play this game. 1 second. Like clockwork. For real though. It irritates me still that the music does that, or that the settings keep going to that. I don't know why. But we're gonna roll with it. You may have noticed that my screen is a little bit bigger for the face cam. These are actually the only two resolutions, so this is what we have to work with. Which kind of sucks, but it kind of sucks and it's kind of nice because now I can kind of open up that window a little bit more, so that way it's a little easier to see me doing all the facial expressions and how I do the voices. But it sucks because there's like two large blank spaces right next to this screen with all the stuff happening on it. So the reason I skipped that part again this time, even though it is a part of the game and it's very crucial because you get to see what the story is about, and it's kind of like a prelude to that. I still haven't really seen it fully myself. If you want to see a very nice, smooth version of it, please do go on Steam. Search up the game, and you'll be able to see it. I don't know for whatever reason, because I have uninstalled, reinstalled this game. I've played it for a while. Never have I ever been able to get that to work, to where it's not just flashing a lot during the intro, and I forgot to hit the start button on my timer. Always do that. Really dumb. But for that, yeah, I just don't want somebody to, in the first 5 seconds of the video, have an attack or just automatically feel nauseous because it's, flashing the whole time during that intro sequence. But that's whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and continue here. Now, give me 1 second to fix this. And we're back. So, Notch, the Innocent Luna, Eclipsed SinnerS. Chapter 1, Dark Nightmare, the day we ceased to live. So, you might have been wondering what that odd cut was. Episode 2, which is technically the start of Episode 1, or Chapter 1 for the game. How to best put it? It didn't record. I tried to render the first episode while recording the second one, and apparently, like I said, let me enunciate. Apparently, my recording software doesn't like that. So it counted that my laptop was doing something already, so it couldn't function properly and just recorded audio for about half the video. I didn't notice till I went back and checked it. which is the unfortunate part about like not having a secondary screen to kind of see the recording at the same time. Which is not, I think you can do that if you have dual screens, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up. Either way, we're here to kind of record episode 2. And we're going to make certain choices that are different, because I've done this like so many times, but it'll be still enjoyable. Yeah, let's stop talking. Let's get into the game. So we're back. Now we are the protagonist. So this is us as Libris. Blood. Or Blood Libris. Yeah. Didn't realize, like, if we were called in a class list, that would sound really weird, because I think this game does take place in Japan. So it would be a little weird to be like, Blood-san. That sounds like an awful product. All right, we're going to go, because I'm getting distracted. All right. I'm alone in a strange and gloomy corridor, and can't remember how I got here and what happened to me. The corridor stretches on ahead of me, winding and endless. There are countless doors to the dark rooms on the sides of the corridor. The air is filled with the suffocating smell of blood that seems to come from those dark rooms. I keep walking in the corridor and stay away from those rooms. I've never been here before. The smell of blood is everywhere in the corridor. What is this place? What is inside those dark rooms? It scares me to think about it. The only thing I want to do is go through the corridor and leave this place as soon as possible. The sound of cold objects colliding, accompanied by the sound of liquid splattering, can be heard unceasingly in the corridor. These sounds creep me out. So a little reasoning behind the voice choice. I want to wait till that line. We are the definition, like almost picture, like dictionary book picture definition of scaredy cat. Like, we literally are the most scared person ever, which is not good in any case when you're in a horror film or game or universe. Like, when you know you're in a situation like this, you don't want to be afraid. You know you're afraid. You fake or feign courage, because the minute you give in to your fear, you're dead. So, in my opinion, it's a great character because it's a unique... It creates a unique stance of where we're coming from when it comes to certain events that happen in the game. But at the same point, it irritates me because we are the wimpiest character ever. Like, the kid from that series was Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That kid is much tougher than this protagonist at this point, in my opinion. And that says something. Because at least they were afraid of things they could see. In this case, you're afraid and you don't even know why yet. Yes, there's the smell of blood, but, you know, maybe this place, maybe the owners of this, what appears to be a mansion, like having fresh meat every day. So they have their own personal chef. Maybe they have storerooms where they try, like, granted, it's not very likely, but from the position I'm coming from, we're just scared for no reason. We haven't even seen any blood. We think we smell blood, and to be honest, sometimes blood is kind of like, You know, if you get a cut in your lip, how it tastes a little bit like what rust smells like. That's essentially what blood could be. So you don't know if it's blood. It could just be like rusted out pipes or just something else that's really disgusting that smells like what you think is blood. But I digress. Let us continue. I'm gonna go on those tangents and just harp on, like, no offense to Angels Blue or Death Studios, I love the game. I really do. It's just the protagonist that we have to play is just so bad. What exactly is in here? Where's the smell of blood coming from? I have no idea where those sounds are from. What has happened or is happening in those rooms? Could they be the places where a psychopathic murderer dismembers his body or dismembers bodies and stores them? Ideas like this can make me very fearful. I'm aware of how chilled and fearful I feel, even though the corridor isn't that cold. I'm afraid something bad may happen to me if I don't leave right now. The fact that they say that's the thought process for every person in a horror film. Everybody's thought process in a horror film. There's always that one character, and it's always the character that dies. Well, not always, but like 9 out of 10 times, it's the character who says, "No, something doesn't feel right. We should leave." They die, or something worse than death happens to them. Either way, not good things. Oh well. Continuing, I'm gonna go on so many tangents in this game. I increase my pace and walk towards the end of the corridor. I don't know how long I've been walking. I just focus on the path ahead. It seems to take forever to go through the corridor. When I look around, I find myself in a different place. I can tell that I didn't stay put or keep going round in circles. At first, I was able to see sunlight through the windows of the corridor. Now it's pitch dark outside the windows, so I can tell that I've been walking for a long time. But the long time I've spent walking has all been in vain, as up to now I'm still trapped in this endless corridor. About average. I came up with the idea of leading this place through the window, but when I opened it, the only thing I saw was dazzling sunshine. I haven't said this in the other in the other recordings. I'm glad, because every time I go into this with a new thought process. But the fact that we say it's pitch black outside, and we can see the sun, says one of two things. Either A, these are like heavily tinted windows, or no, it says one of several things. Either A, the tinted windows is one of those several things. B, this is a haunted, cursed house in which we are never to see freedom again. Hence, the windows, blacking out all visible light or signs of the outside. Or, now hear me on this one. Or, no, there were two. I'm stupid. There are only two things. Either like we're just dumb and these are tinted windows, or literally cursed house. Cursed house. What are you?
Happy Easter!
Oh my. When I choose to not record in my room. Oh my god.
Aren't roommates the best?
Yeah, roommates are the best. Why do you have a basket? I'm gonna focus on this. I gotta keep going.
My mother likes to think I'm still a child.
Okay, I'm gonna focus on this. I'm gonna talk to him later. Oh my god, it's spreading. Stop with the tinsel. Alright. We're gonna keep going. Sorry for the distraction. Everything I'm looking for. Flowers, plants, trees, buildings, even the ground is nowhere to be seen. I don't know how high I am off the ground. Normally, no matter how high the floor is, flowers, plants, and buildings on the ground can still be seen. However, looking out from the windows here, I saw nothing except the deep blue sky and golden sunshine. So there's a large problem here that this is one of the things that I kind of don't like about our protagonist, is that they're choosing to ignore the fact that they just said 5 seconds ago, I could tell I've been walking for a long time because there's no light coming from outside anymore. And then they open the windows and all they can see is pure blue sky, not dark skies, like not a dark blue sky like you would see at night no matter how high you are. Like, no matter how high the building is, you're still going to see a dark blue sky. Or like that purplish blue, indigo. But the fact that we see the sun and blue skies does not register as a problem. What? Alright, I'm just going to keep going. I keep wondering how it's possible as I look outside the window. I don't dare to think about what might happen to me if I jump out of the window, so I have to give up on the thought and stare ahead and keep walking. Reasonable. This is also the point when you start to realize, or should have that moment of clarity of, oh no. This is a haunted house. I'm going to die here. This is it. This is how I die. Because you should have that moment of realization of, the easiest option to get out of here, or the easiest options to get out of here, have both panned out to not even work. Like, they've both proven that it's not going to work. Which, sorry, I gotta, like, my headphones keep getting caught on something. But, like, that's when you know you're in a horror film or game, is when systematically you're starting to get screwed. And we are super screwed right now. So, as long as I don't stay put or retrace my steps, I eventually will get to the end of this corridor. Said nobody ever in a horror. Although the corridor isn't straight, it is the only road in sight. I have two choices. One is to go forward and the other is to turn back. However, going into a walled-up room is pointless and beyond discussion. So I believe I can reach the end if I go along. No, you can't. And cue ominous surroundings and patterns and lights. I stop unconsciously and smell a much stronger scent of blood. The smell is too strong to breathe, but nothing happens around me. Suddenly, the faded fear clutches at me even more strongly. Could it be that I've come to the storage place where the dismembered body is being kept? Or is it the place where a murder is going on? Suppressing this horrible thought, I find cold sweat breaking out on my forehead. The sweat deepens my fear. I stand in the middle of the corridor stiffly and watch the surroundings closely. Suddenly, a cold and sharp sound is heard in the quiet corridor. Beside this sharp noise, the sound of liquid splattering and a girl's scream can also be heard. The scream fills every corner of the corridor. At that moment, the room seems to tremble.
After the scream dies down, the corridor returns to a state of terrified silence. Just like nothing ever happened. I find myself trembling from the shock and fear. I was able to determine where the scream came from. It came from the room beside me. What happened in there? Judging from that scream, it's natural to think about the brutal murder of that girl. The cruel scene of dismemberment of that girl emerges in my mind. My fears reaching its limits. What should I do?
Our first real choice. So we can either enter the room and be the brave hero we know we aren't, or we can go forward and actually get out of here. So the sensible, see, the empathetic and bleeding heart part of me says we should care about this person. We should go enter the room and try to save them or help them, or at least get their last words for their family. The sensible horror film fanatic and like avid watcher and lover of thrillers, and especially psychological horrors and things, says get the hell out of here. So that's what we're gonna do. As much as I'd love to go into the room where a potential murderer is, you know, as sensible an idea as that seems or sounds, with no weapons, and assuming the very high likelihood that we are the wimpiest person on the planet and don't know what a weight is, I assume we could get thrown across the room with the guy's or girl's pinky. Just saying. We're probably like a really frail dude. Oh, crap. I forgot to read that. Thankfully, we can do this. To the room, go forward.
I better not go into that room. Maybe something terrible is in there. I may get killed if I go in. I'd rather leave here as soon as possible than look for the poor girl. Therefore, I decide to go along and find the exit as soon as possible.
And either way, it's the wrong answer. I'm pretty sure I've tried this both ways. This still happens. This sequence you can't avoid. This is the whole part of this thing that's very important. Because it introduces you to the first important character aside from yourself. Because that wouldn't be a real game if it was centered around a person, like their life story. No, you have to have friends and things. I'm kidding. Friends are great. It's just horror game. The more people you have that you love, the more you're going to lose.
What? I see a girl's figure when I look ahead in the corridor, but it disappears immediately. Someone is indeed here. Judging from that figure, it must be a girl. If so, the sound I heard earlier makes sense.
Or it could be the ghost of the girl that you chose not to help. Food for thought. Not really. That would actually be a very interesting concept, but it's not that. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yes. I don't know. I don't remember.
What happened to her? I must chase her down.
No, you don't. This is the other thing. And I forgot about this. And I ranted about this so much earlier that I completely forgot about it. This is another reason I hate this character. When do you ever watch a horror film or play through a horror game or watch somebody do one of those two things? When do you ever think in your mind, let's run after the shadowy figure in this haunted house or this place with a murderer or a place that has had several murderers? Either way, this creepy freaking place. What in the world would possess you to believe and think, I should get out of here. But logically, I should try to help this person, even though I didn't help the other person who probably died. I'm just going to chase after this shadowy figure whom I have no idea who it is. They could be assisting the murderer, and I could just be next. That's the thought process of this protagonist. And it is befuddling to me because I wouldn't do that. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I love helping people, but really, if I'm in a haunted house or if I'm in a place where I know there's a high likelihood that I'm going to die, I'm probably booking it out of there. If I see a shadowy figure, I'm not going to assume it's a person that would need my help. If I found out later, well, then, that's on me. I would feel terrible. But in the heat of the moment, it serves no purpose for two people to die in a situation where only one potentially could have happened, or zero if they were equally as smart to not follow every shadow. You get what I'm saying? It's one of those things. But oh well. I'm in full gear to run towards the end of the corridor, for there's not only an exit, but also a mysterious girl there. In a haunted house, when is that ever said in a positive light? And there goes another shadow. Thunder blasts outside the room, and it begins to rain. If I can't get out soon, things will get messier. I guess they're messy now. You just heard someone get murdered. This character kills me, man. He kills me. The strong lightning helps me see clearly which room the girl goes in. She must know the way out. I'm not even going into that. Okay, I must chase her down and clear my doubts. I rushed to that room. I clearly saw that girl disappear into the room. I can't be wrong this time. I take a deep breath and open the door. Wait, I'm trying to think. Yes. Yep. If that's how the door opens, I'm not going in. That's just asking for me to die. How? What the hell? I'm shocked by the bloody scene. The whole room is covered in blood, which I've never seen. I mean, that's about natural. You never see a room completely covered in blood. I mean, unless you're in a butcher's shop. Even then, that's only on the floor, really. But still. The strong smell of blood tests my limits. I start feeling sick. I throw up badly. As miserable as I am, I still don't want to leave until I find that girl. Where is the thought process here? You saw her walk into a room that is completely filled and covered with blood. And you still don't... Red flags aren't going off in your brain. I can't with this character. It's
It's so irritating. I feel much better after vomiting most of the stuff out of my system and pull myself together to closely look at the room. Then suddenly I see... You'll have to tune in next time to see what we saw, because we are running on time here. So I gotta find a better way to set up this system. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you did like, please do leave a... If you did like this, please leave a like down below. That's what I meant to say. If you want to be super awesome, please do click that subscribe button. It would warm my heart greatly, and it would really help me to see that there are a lot more people watching my content. And definitely, if you want to help support and continue this crazy whatever, random things that happen, having my roommate drop a bunch of tinsel on me in the middle of a video kind of stuff, then by all means, please do subscribe. Yeah, and like always, if you have any tips, tricks, comments, concerns, questions, anything and everything under the sun or the moon, because this is a horror game, then please do leave them down in that comment section down below. It is your best friend and your best way of contacting me and helping me to grow as a person, so that way the content that you like to see can show up on this channel, or I can bring some of the content that we already have up to that standard or that level. I'm here for you guys, not for me, really. I do enjoy doing this, and I'm still going to do it no matter how many people view it. It just helps me to, it does me a service when you interact with me and help me to see if I'm going in the right direction with my content. So yeah. So tune in next time for part 2 of chapter 1 for Notch, the Innocent Luna, Eclipsed SinnerS. I just like doing that because there's a mic there. Oh, I'm gonna catch you guys later. This is Libris Blood, and I'm signing out.